Do you feel like where are the guys that are just willing to go out there and do comedy? Do they still exist?
Oh my God,
because it's not funny. A lot of it's not funny anymore.
There's very, very small group, and I think it's just the ones that are in the clubs, like in New York, and the Cellar, and
he's still doing his thing, by the way. So he didn't cave.
Yeah, good on you. I'm telling you right now, this comedy is a dying art. Yes, the greats are killing it, but if you can't say certain words, like, yo, if it's a story about you and it's your life and I can't talk about it because a group is going to be offended,
right.
like, the hell out of here. Like I did a Kevin Hart half an hour special, and in the joke, this is my life. My neighbor was a tall gay guy, and he saw me with a gun, Jed, because I went shooting, and his name was Jermaine. He's like, oh my God, like, is that your gun? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, my 2 friends are in the apartment. I just went to go get them weed. They never give me money. Can you come in put a mask on? And I swear to God. So I go, yeah. So for the joke, as I kick in the door and I go, there's 2 trannies in there. They bleep that out of my comedy thing. And they put like a voiceover of gay, and I was like, there were 2 guys, they were trannies, they were transvestite. Oh, and I couldn't abbreviate their, like, what they were.
No, because that's like a slur now.
It's a slur, and I'm like, no, I didn't want to say there was 2 I just put it into the joke, and they're like, yeah, man, we had to bleep it, we had to cut it out, and we just it wasn't even my voice, it was like, gays. They just put gay guys. I'm like, y'all ruined the whole joke.
Thing. That's not funny anymore. So it's crazy. We talk about shows here that like Married with Children or like shows that you would just never be able to do. You can't even Friends. Like we did a breakdown of like Friends and like all the stuff that happened on that show. That was the 90s. That now if it rolled out, forget it. And the producer, one of the writers actually came out and said, well, this wasn't a racially diverse cast and I have regrets and all that.
Then give us the money back. Yo, give the money back. Go give the money. Yo, but I mean, because it's white people now. Living Single was the black version of it. Like, just shut everybody. Yo, I'm telling you right now, there needs to be a movement of, like, I want to say, like, fuck your feelings, but more of like, who cares? Right. Like, art is art. You know what I'm saying? If you paint something, somebody goes, I don't like, can you, as the artist, can you take off the red? Right. Fuck you. It took me 5 years to paint this. I'm sorry, red bothers your eyes. I ain't changing shit, bro. That's it. And I think, and these people like this, like us, that I don't give a shit. Because, this is who I am. Yeah. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Change the channel. Move on. It's like, I'm not going to make everybody happy. Yeah. People are going to hate you. People hate me. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what the thing is? People still watch that show.
Exactly.
Like, they will not watch stuff that comes out now because it's all woke. I mean, the new Sex and the City was ridiculous. I liked
the whole... Was it whack? I didn't even see it.
I couldn't get through much of it, but honestly, every single component of it was like, how do we incorporate this woke talking point? How do we make this, whether it was about whatever, like, how do we make that the show? And it was just like, spot the woke talking point. And it was sad because that show was a good show back in the day. Of course, they didn't carry through Samantha, and Samantha was the best character. But, people watch Friends because they're like, I want to remember when shit was just funny. Yep. And we weren't so worried about, how everybody was going to feel about it. And that's why now you ask people what shows they watch. And we're going to get into that in a second, actually. What a fantastic segue.
Yo, we're just...
It's all... Really, we're right here.
Man, I love it.
Look, are we going through a nostalgia burnout? It's an article in Refinery 29 that talks about how even like shows like Stranger Things is popular. I don't know if you watched that show, but
what's the first season? I'm not gonna front. I haven't been.
But it's all like 80s stuff. Like you feel like you're reliving your childhood. It's all like the stuff
songs,
in the 80s. Yes. And this article talks about how like there's reunions, there's reboots, and people are more plugged into that than they are to any modern productions that are coming out because they're boring now.
Well, they're woke. They're being safe. They're being like that's why like you nailed it. All these reboots and I like. All that, like, what was the one that you talked about? Married with Children.
Yep.
Like, shows like that. Amazing. Al Bundy, everybody has their own character. Yeah, it was outlandish. The daughter was hilarious. Like, what people have to understand is you are watching a comedy show. It's not called seriousness. It's it's a comedy show. These are characters in a make-believe world is there to make us laugh. Like that's why Family Guy pushes the envelope. They don't bow down.
South Park
doesn't bow down. And I think it's from the jump, from the rip. You have to have the attitude, Jed, of we don't, this company, give a shit. Don't like us, move on.
That's the problem though, right? That even if the writers and even if the musicians decide they don't give a shit, it's the company around them. Like a lot of these, like ABC is so woke, it's ridiculous. You see what they're doing in Disney cartoons now. It's got to be woke or it doesn't get past the smell test. So it's like, that's the challenge. The record label, the like, all of these companies, agencies, you know,
of course,
SAG, and, you know, even the, you know, the UTAs and the, you know, CAAs, they're all woke that you're like, even if the artist doesn't want to follow that path, they feel like, well, I won't work in this industry if I don't listen and just apologize or just shy away from. The challenge is, I feel that the number of topics now that you'd have to shy away from, like you're basically just masked up on, like, I don't know how you talk about, as a comedian, especially with stand-up, you got to be spontaneous. I don't know how you're just like, what the fuck do I say?
Oh my God, I did a show, I was in San Diego, and this was like COVID, was it just ending, or I don't know what I did. Pack room, my boy Josh Nelson ran the show. I think it was like, I forgot the name of it. Jed, packed room. I said something. I think I said something as a character. I went China virus. Whatever I said, you could hear the breath out of the 4 girls in front. She was like, and then she was talking shit to me the whole show. I go, what? You're offended? But they were with me, the audience, and I just shit on her. I just went on. I go, bro, if you don't like it, then why are you still sitting here? She stayed there for half an hour. I go, leave. Yeah. You don't like it, you don't have to sit here.
If you like the short clip, you can catch another one here, or you can catch the full episode right here.